Okay, this is a new project that I kind of inherited. It's a 96 Yamaha vmax 500. I got this for like $150 from a junkyard. It actually is in really good shape. But it was a school project. Apparently a high school had it and they screwing around with it. So this is how I got it. Airbox off, carbs off, everything apart, wiring everywhere. It's kind of a train wreck, but I don't know if I believe it. Those are some crazy low miles, if that's true. And it may be because the exhaust pipe doesn't really have rust on it. And the track actually looks pretty decent. But does it really have 300 miles? Who knows? So I'm just going to go through, maybe make a couple videos of hopefully getting this thing running. For I guess the only thing I have done so far is I did take these carbs apart and clean them, and they were, even though they look clean, they look this clean on the outside. The inside was terrible. The needle and seats were like fused together with crap, and it took a lot of work to get them clean. So I'm going to pop these on and maybe rig up a fuel tank and see if I can get it to start. Okay, I got quite the fancy setup going on. I got my super expensive patented fuel tank. Got it running down to the fuel pump. They had the fuel line was just going into the tank. There's no grommet, and then they just tried to silicone it, and this silicone doesn't work. There's a lot of stuff. There's bolts missing, whatever. I added a little bit of oil. The oil lines look like they're hooked up. The fuel lines looked a little rough, but I'm going to just run them. So, also it's missing this air chamber, so I just stuffed rags in there because it's just going to leak air and not run good. Computer is just sitting here. This is the throttle override, I think, switch. Anyway, so I'm going to rig up the coil. That was missing the negative terminal on the coil, so I'm just going to rig that together, and then I'll try to start it and see what happens. Okay, I got my coil rigged up. My gas tank. Super fancy and expensive, remember? And I'm just going to give her a couple shots of starting fluid. And my kill switch up, I should have spark. And I'm going to give her a pull and see what happens. Ooh, I thought about it. Try again. I have no choke, so let's try it one more time. Almost promising. Fuel lines are going to be dry, so maybe it'll take a minute. I don't know. We got a massive fuel leak. So that's not good. We got a bad fuel line somewheres. Well, back to the drawing board. I think I addressed the fuel leak. There was a hole in the fuel line. I said those lines kind of suck. I'm going to try this again. I'll put the fuel back on. Give her a little more starting fluid. And we'll see what happens. It just died out on its own. Okay, I know why it died out. The coil wire came off. So let's try this again. Runs pretty good. A little smoky because I mixed the gas and I still have the oil pump hooked up, so because I don't know if it works, so they're a little rich on oil, but meh, it's promising. Stay tuned for the next one.